This weekend, a unique performance described as B-Boy meets Beethoven comes to Benaroya Hall. It's a lot of Bs. They're only the third hip-hop group to headline at New York City's famous Carnegie Hall, and this is their debut in Seattle. Please welcome the Phantom and the Illharmonic Orchestra.
Awesome poet, but of course you know it. The flow is so tight and lead on my claustrophobic. If I quote it, it's guaranteed the rhyme I wrote it. Fully locked and loaded, for Obama I voted. And I'm about as deep as they come, I baptize your beat. To your CD, speaking in tongues on the MP, freaking the drums, tweaking the levels to the beat. Cause I'm trying to get your speakers a hum. You can pop, lock, and freeze it. Stop, drop, and tease it. But no standing around trying to cool breeze it. Your body needs it, it's calling, we heat it. If you only not, and then you gotta be quadriplegic. It's hip hop, this ain't a pit stop. Got two left feet, use them to kick rocks. It's a party, y'all, like Mardi Gras. So get your back up off the wall and just throw your hands up in the air. Wave them back and forth like you just don't care. If you got on a pair of clean underwear, let me hear you say yeah. Ladies say, fellas say, ladies say, fellas say, somebody scream. Dressed to impress, looking fresh in the flesh. Ain't afraid to sweat, give me a test, baby. I'm one of the best. Out on the dance floor, surely you jest. Honey, you wanna two-step me to death? Step to the left, I lead if you wanna follow. What's cool if you hit a pose? Should've went to modeling school, see I would call you a star, but you ain't too bright. How you gonna dance with your dress and your shoes too tight? It's like, But to each his own, I'ma keep spitting until the speakers blown. Put the hump in your back till you creak your bone. Honey, wheat is grown, only you're freaking home. We change venue, the fun gon' continue. You don't even need a couple of drinks in you, but it's a party, y'all, like Mardi Gras. So get your back up off the wall and just throw your hands up in the air. Wave them back and forth like you just don't care. If you got a job and you ain't on welfare, let me hear you say yeah. Ladies say, fellas say, ladies say, fellas say, somebody scream. Now, here's a little story I got to tell about one bad brother you don't know well. 13 years after 73, when Beethoven beat Steez and a kid named had a record of a symphony called The Fifth. And the record named Paul Revere that was sick. He put them both together cause he thought they fit. Then he grabbed a pen and pad and wrote rhymes a kid. He didn't have a studio that he could afford, so he used his home stereo, Paul's record. He put it on tape and he took it to school, and he played it for some kids who thought he was a fool. Even his best friend said that he was a jerk with a smirk. Rapping classical, that will never work. He didn't get the credit that he thought he deserved. Say one day I'ma make it and you gon' eat your words. Tried as they may, they couldn't stop his vision. He concoct beats, they knock on his doctor rhythm. The kid kept at it, hot beat doggone it as though he even formed his own Illharmonic. Now he stands tall when he thought he would fall. He done took it from the hood all the way to Carnegie Hall. Cause it's a party, y'all, like Mardi Gras. So get your back up off the wall and just throw your hands up in the air. Wave them back and forth like you just don't care. If anybody got $2 to spare, let me hear you say yeah. Ladies say, fellas say, ladies say, fellas say, make some noise in here.
Woo! Thank you. Come on over. We'll tell you in just a second where you can see these guys. Welcome.
Thank you.
How are you? So your stage name is The Phantom. What does that mean to you?
So for me, it's part of one of the most famous operas that I grew up loving, Phantom of the Opera, and a little bit of a mix of my personality with combining hip-hop with classical music. So
And the Illharmonic because they're sick?
So ill, yes, absolutely.
You're so ill, so dope.
Thank you.
I say those things occasionally, my son laughs at me, but I'm still going to try it every now and then. So I understand that you made your first rhyme when you were 8 years old.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
My father played Sugar Hill Gang's Rapper's Delight for me. And up until that point, I'd taken flute and piano lessons as a child. And for me, it kind of, like everything kind of melded together and I heard everything. You know, hip hop at the beginning was basically drum driven, but I heard Beethoven, I heard Mozart, I heard, you know, all these other sounds with it. So I wrote my first rhyme, and then a few years later I combined the Beastie Boys' Paul Revere with Beethoven's Fifth Symphony,
Oh
and
my gosh.
here we are.
And so this idea that there is some of other genres in each genre. These are not
Absolutely.
distinct things. Metal music and classic have a lot of the same construction, which
Absolutely.
people wouldn't necessarily think. But I can't always hear it. You could hear it from the beginning.
Yes, so there's this famous saying about music is it's just 12 notes, and there's 12 notes in classical music, 12 notes in hip hop, but it's all about how you feel and how you make those 12 notes come together. And in combining hip hop and classical music, like it's not something that I feel is forced. Like there's a natural, occurrence that happens when these things are combined on stage. So the audience gets a feel for hearing their favorite songs and then seeing, a violin or, a flugelhorn or a euphonium on stage playing the music that they love.
Things
So,
come together. It reminded me a little bit of Hamilton, because we got hip hop and history, and we have classic
Absolutely.
music. And when we get those things together, you can kind of appreciate the magic of all of those worlds coming together.
Absolutely.
How in the world do you remember the words?
Oddly enough, I haven't physically written a rhyme in about 20 years. So it's all
Really?
repetition in my head. I'll say something, I'll remember it, I'll say more and add on to it, and I'll remember it. And for me, forming all of I hear everything at once. So I hear, a sound will make me think of, an instrument, and it just all comes together. So when I sit down at the computer or wherever I'm at and make this stuff, it all just comes pouring out of me. So yeah.
It's somewhere in here and here,
Yes,
and then
in
it
the
just goes
recesses of my
forward.
mind. Absolutely.
So if an audience comes to a show like this,
Yes.
and hopefully people will, because that was awesome, and thank you guys very much, it seems like it opens some doors that we get a communication going here.
Absolutely. So for me, and my wife is part of the ensemble as well. She sings and she rhymes. For us, it's really about bringing an audience that wouldn't necessarily feel welcome or have those experiences. When we performed at Carnegie Hall in 2015, you can see out in the audience, people coming in to a space that they had never experienced before. And then seeing a performance like that and seeing, musicians who look like them on stage,
Right.
and
Exactly.
it's such a moving experience for them and for us, and they give us the energy and we give it right back to them.
So we were looking at some pictures of you in New York. What was it like
Yes.
to be at Carnegie Hall? For heaven's sakes.
It was absolutely amazing, and I liken our performances to a house party at a concert hall. So when you come and see our performances, expect to be yelling and screaming and dancing and singing and all of those things. And those things aren't necessarily synonymous with classical music or concert
Right.
halls, but
Right.
what we're doing is trying to provide a unique, total show experience. So
that we can be part of.
absolutely
In the audience. Does that give you guys energy too, when the audience is free to express and enjoy and participate?
Absolutely, and I'm also a fan of traditional classical music, but it's hard for me now to go to a classical concert and wait to clap.
Yes, and sit silently.
Absolutely. During our shows, we encourage you. We encourage you to take pictures and videos and sing along. And if you know this song, then by all means join in, and it really does invigorate us and energize us. So yeah.
That is awesome. Thank you so much for coming to Seattle. I'm sorry
Thank
we
you.
couldn't bring you a little less rain, but
And no, it's expected. I've heard so much about the rain. I would have been disappointed had it not rained.
okay, well, we can make you very happy over the next few days, because it's
Absolutely.
going to pour. Thank you guys very much. The Harmonic and the Phantom and the Illharmonic Orchestra perform on Sunday at 6 p.m. at Benaroya Hall. Please head over to New Day's website. We'll have full ticket information for you there.